Welcome to today's Mock Interview Pro. If you're gearing up for a steel detailer interview, you've come to the right place. We're here to help you shine with confidence as we dive into key questions you might encounter. Let's kick things off with our first question, focusing on teamwork and collaboration. Can you share an experience where you teamed up with architects and engineers on a project? What was your role in that collaboration? This question digs into your collaboration skills, especially how you work with architects and engineers to achieve a common goal. To tackle this question effectively, consider these tips. Pick a specific project where you partnered with architects and engineers. Clearly outline your role and responsibilities in that partnership. Highlight the communication methods and tools you used. Discuss any challenges you faced and how you overcame them. Mention the project's outcome and success. Now, let's look at an example answer to bring these tips to life.
For a commercial building project, I took on the primary role of steel detailer. My job was to collaborate closely with the architect to ensure the designs were both feasible and in line with load requirements. We scheduled regular meetings and used shared digital tools to keep everybody updated. A key challenge was modifying designs without affecting the timeline. But by working together, we completed the project on schedule and it adhered to all safety standards.
By the way, we're only covering a handful of questions in this video, but I've prepared a free PDF with all 30 top interview questions for Steel Detailer. It also includes example answers and tips to help you prepare with confidence. The download link is just below. Tell me about a project where you encountered a significant detailing issue. How did you resolve it, and what was the outcome? This question is all about problem-solving skills. It's an opportunity to show how you handle complex issues in your detailing work. Here are some pointers to help you structure your response. Identify a specific project with a clear detailing problem. Explain the steps you took to identify and analyze the issue. Describe the solution you implemented and any collaboration involved. Share the outcome and what you learned from the experience. Highlight skills used, like problem solving and communication. Let's go through an example answer that demonstrates these points.
During a skyscraper project, we ran into a major issue with beam connections that didn't align with the architectural design. I delved into the blueprints and worked with the design team to revise the detailing. This not only resolved the issue but also enhanced the structure's overall integrity. We finished the project on time, and I learned how vital cross-team collaboration is to successful problem solving.
Describe a time when you had multiple deadlines to meet. How did you manage to prioritize your work? This question tests your time management skills and your ability to handle multiple priorities effectively. Consider these tips when crafting your response. Clearly identify the tasks and their respective deadlines. Evaluate the importance and urgency of each task. Communicate with stakeholders if you need clarification. Use tools or methods to track progress on each task. Be prepared to adapt and reprioritize as new information arises. Here's how you might frame your experience into an answer.
In my last job, I had 3 projects all due within the same week. I started by listing each one and their deadlines, then prioritized based on which was most critical to the client. I tackled the most urgent first, communicated with my supervisor for backup, and then addressed the others in order of urgency. This approach enabled me to complete everything on time.
Imagine receiving feedback that a detail you provided was incorrect. How would you handle this? This question explores how you deal with constructive criticism and your process for resolving mistakes. To handle this kind of question, keep these tips in mind. Acknowledge the feedback graciously without getting defensive. Ask for specifics about what was incorrect. Take ownership of your mistake and express a willingness to learn. Correct the detail promptly and communicate the changes. Thank the person for their feedback and insights. Let's go through a polished response example.
I appreciate the feedback and understand how the detail might have been incorrect. Could you provide more specifics on what needs correcting? I'm committed to fixing it right away and ensuring it doesn't happen again.
If a structural issue arises during construction that needs immediate adjustments to your details, what steps would you take? This question assesses your decision-making abilities and how you manage real-time problem-solving on site. Consider the following steps when formulating your response. Quickly assess the nature of the structural issue. Consult with the project manager and structural engineer on site. Review existing details to identify necessary adjustments. Communicate changes clearly to the construction team. Document all modifications for future reference. Here's an example of how you might approach this situation.
I would swiftly assess the structural issue and gather all necessary information. Then I'd consult with the project manager and structural engineer to discuss possible adjustments, ensuring everyone is on the same page, before communicating the changes to the construction team.
Before we wrap up, remember you can get all 30 questions, example answers, and step-by-step tips in a handy PDF. Totally free. Just grab it below.